to the show. We're going to do a show with Bev Johnson, my girl, and it's Ask the Hair Doctor or Ask the Expert. So I'm her guest. And I want you to call in with your questions. I've got the number posted right down below, and you'll listen up and you'll hear Bev giving out the number. So get ready. I'm going to position our computer so you can see me. There's Bev. There's Nisi. And we are ready to go. I hope you all will be able to see me. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't even think it was a book up here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Are we good? All right.
Ready?
Thank you.
I'll still sit there.
No, it's stuck.
Get the big light on.
Guys, we are ready. That was it. You guys just setting up.
All right. Get ready to open up. Good morning and welcome back to WDIA, the Bev Johnson Show. It is a Wednesday, hump day. We're almost out of here. March 30th, 2016. Enjoy this fabulous day today. Ask the expert. The expert is in the house. Trichologist, Dr. Lisa Akbari is here once again. Good morning to you, sister. How are you?
Good morning, Beth. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here. I mean, it's just a lot going on, and I'm really happy. Always happy to be on your show.
Well, let's begin, and I know you want to talk about some things and get some things going, so I'll let you begin, sister.
Well, we've got a lot going on. I mean, one thing I'm really excited about is Sister Strut. That's one of the big things that we have going, and I wanted to talk about that today because we're going to be out there at Tiger Lane here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I know I want to welcome my my subscribers online, and as they're loading on, they're surprised I'm doing this show and interview and allowing them to see my interview with you. But we're going to be out at Tiger Lane this weekend, and we're going to be at the Sister Strut event, and it's just we're really excited about it.
And so we know at Sister Strut we are highlighting breast cancer survivors and people who may contract breast cancer. We're kind of encouraging them and helping them as they do this walk, because we continue to look for solutions and ways to prevent breast cancer. And one of the things that we do, we try to support those survivors and those folks who may get breast cancer, because you never know. And so with our Sister Strut on Saturday, we are definitely getting ready.
Yeah, I'm excited because my institute, the World Trichology Institute, one of the things that within our institute and our clinic is a program called Before, During, and After. And basically what we're going to, and I'll put some information online on my website at lisaakbari.com. Matter of fact, there should be something up already, and then I'll post some things for my streamers, those of you who are watching us online. We're really excited about this because we're able to really help the ladies who have found out that they've been diagnosed with breast cancer. And one of the treatments two of the treatments that are used in the treatment of breast cancer is chemotherapy and radiation. And so this program is about before chemotherapy, radiation, during chemotherapy and radiation, and after. And so basically what we do, one of the things that we do is I do a hair and scalp analysis. It's a microscopic view of their hair and scalp prior to them losing the hair. Because chemotherapy, let's kind of explain what happens, because I mean, you hear you're going to lose your hair, but what happens? Why do you lose your hair? That's the big question for a lot of patients. of course, the oncologist and the patient, they're focused on just getting better, getting healthy. But why do we lose hair? Because the hormone, excuse me, the chemotherapy itself is the medication is going after rapidly dividing cells, the cancer cells. Well, hair follicles are rapidly dividing, and they're continuously proliferating and their differentiation. They're producing just thousands and thousands of these cells quickly in order to produce a hair strand. So when the chemotherapy is administered, it actually attacks those cells. It destroys them. And for a period of time, your follicle loses its ability to function properly, which means it can't produce a hair at that time. The great news is that it's not permanent. So what we do in our program, basically what we try and do, number one, we educate the patient on what's going to happen with their hair and why they're losing hair. Then we take a look at the condition of the scalp, because this is the crucial part, because many patients suffer during this process of chemotherapy and radiation. They suffer with itchy scalp, burning, redness, irritations. So we want to examine the condition of the scalp. So if they are diagnosed and they determine that you're going to start radiation treatment, say in the next few weeks, then we get the scalp ready. So we get the scalp healthier. In many cases, of course, we can't stop the action of the chemotherapy. You will lose hair, but again, it's temporary. Now, the other thing is during the actual administration of the chemotherapy radiation, we basically work with the skin and keeping the skin healthy, keeping the scalp very comfortable, because it can be very uncomfortable. We also create a very relaxing environment. So they have their private room, they come in, special music, special lighting, special smells, so they just lavender, and they're just laying there in this comfortable. And then we have a monitor that shows flowing water, or it can be a rainforest, or it can be the beach, whatever their mind can escape, and just give them some peace. Because right now they're going through a very challenging and traumatic situation physically and mentally. And so we want to help with that. And the way it helps their scalp is it keeps the scalp healthy, keeps it renewing properly. So when it's time to regrow the hair and the mouth of the follicle opens to regrow that hair, then they don't have a polluted blocked follicle, and which is something that happens with a lot of the patients as their hair returns.
So are you saying that even if you are doing chemotherapy or radiation, and we know sometimes those women lose their hair, that when they do, you're saying that you can help them regain their hair growth again, or get hair back again?
Well, once the follicle is no longer exposed to these medications, then the follicle will begin to function. So we can't take credit for regrowing the hair, but what we do help with and assist with is the health of the skin, and making sure that the mouth of the follicle where the hair will emerge is not polluted. We make sure that hair, as it grows through, it's not that you have consistent density, because you don't have blockages around the mouth of your follicle. Hair is a thread-like fiber. So when your hair is going to emerge through the mouth of your follicle, then it needs a clear opening. And many times those hairs grow back small, villous type, lacking color. They're really small, and the texture is different. It's the smallness of it. And then the type is different. Sometimes it's straight, or sometimes it's a wave pattern. Sometimes it's very different, not characteristics of what they normally have. So we don't grow hair. The follicle has to function internally. There are two areas of the follicle. There's the external, which is where we help the epidermis in the superficial layers and keeping the mouth of the follicle, which rests in the epidermis, from being polluted. We also help with any irritations on the surface of the scalp. And then there's internal. That's where the follicle is malfunctioning. So once the chemotherapy is no longer administered, then they are able to, the follicle begins to function well. We work with our deep tissue pressure massage, stimulating circulation. We do light therapy. There are so many things that we can do to help to get the follicle functioning as it should. But the follicle itself, if there was permanent damage from any of the treatments, then we're not able to change that.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say permanent damage? I mean,
Like
what
with
would happen?
radiation,
Yeah.
many times it can destroy the follicle,
Mhm.
and then the follicle, without a follicle or derma papilla, which is the heart of the follicle, you are not able to grow hair. If the patient, the one thing that we do, Bev, we are able to help to prevent any irritations on the skin, so that when they don't scratch and rub and bruise and scar their skin. So that's another thing that we really are helpful with. We're not able to stop the chemotherapy. We want to make that clear. We're not able to stop that hair loss from it.
Okay.
They're least likely types of chemotherapy, and most likely types that will cause hair loss. Like one's most likely to cause hair loss, one's least likely. But most of them, they lose the hair. And so we work with getting the follicle on an external level. There's the part, the mouth of the follicle. We work with keeping that open and healthy and free. Also, we stimulate the scalp, the blood circulation around the follicle, so that the follicle, it does help. We found that it does help to get the follicle to begin to function as it should.
Have you found that, Dr. Lisa, that women, well, so, you know, in your business, do you have a lot of women who are suffering with breast cancer, or survivors if they're in remission? Have you seen a lot of those patients in your place of business?
Well, thankful I mean, there are a lot out there. Thankful that we are able to help many of them. So yes, we do see them. We just, most ladies really don't think about it at all. That's why this awareness, that's why I'm so excited to be involved with Sister Strut, because many ladies, once it happens, their doctors say you're going to lose hair and it'll grow back. And they just deal with that, and they go about their business of getting well. And it's very traumatic on their body. They're weak and tired, and there's all types of things happen. But we have many people who have heard about our program, because not a lot know about the program, then they are benefiting from the program.
And so one of the things I know you do want to stress, and you will probably on Saturday talking some of the women who will probably stop by, you'll have a booth there, will stop by, will ask those kinds of questions, because as you said, maybe a lot of women don't think that there is some kind of maintenance program that can help them, that restore once their hair is coming back, to get healthy.
Yeah, they just want to wait and see. Let's just get through this. Let's get a hat and a wig. And that's the other thing that we do. We also help when ladies have decided, because you're going to lose the hair, we help with wigs. We can help them to choose or customize a wig. We can help them where, if they have a wig that they like, but it looks too wiggy, we have stylists that can custom cut it. We could actually have someone to make a wig for them. We can do, there's a lot we can do to help them with scarves and hats. And we offer these, and on Saturday, I'll offer consultations.
Okay.
And they're free if you come up to my booth. And if it gets to be a good crowd, we will take appointments, and the entire time that I'm there, and we're going to stream live so everyone out there can support these ladies who are taking this strut. And we're going to stream live, and we're going to just, you know, be ready to answer questions and to kind of chat and see what's happening, you know, and help them out. But yes, absolutely, we're able to help these ladies through this whole process. So you're going to lose the hair. So how are you going to be helped through the process? And I'm excited about being able to do that. And it's a relatively new program. That's why I said not many women know about it, but the ones that do, they benefit.
If you've just tuned in this morning, we are asking our expert. Also, we're getting ready for our Sister Strut on Saturday. will be telling you more about that. Dr. Lisa Akbari is here, trichologist. And if you are a breast cancer survivor, or you're going through that and you're just, I know women, they love their hair. What can you do? Your hair is coming back. There are some questions that you may want to ask Dr. Lisa Akbari this day. You can, or any other question about hair and scalp and healthy hair. This is your time to do it. 535-9342 is our number. 535-9342. 1-800-503-9342 will get you in to us. Hold on, callers. I got you next. I'm Bev on WDIA.
It's your girlfriend, Bev Johnson, on WDIA.
Join the millions of people who have switched. The Sprint.
Okay, guys, y'all have got to call in. So you can call in. I got to write those numbers down. Yeah, we're going to write those numbers down so that you can call in. If you can chat, because Niecy's right over here. You'll be able to see their chats, won't you, Niecy?
I can't. I don't think I can on this.
You'll be able to see it on your.
I can do it at home. Yeah, I would have to bring a computer.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I'll just bring an extra one. But yeah, you can call in. We're going to get the number in just a minute. So if you have a question for me, I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Yes, I will. And so just get your chats ready. Maybe we can move over and see if we can slide. If we slide the screen over a little bit, I think we can see a chat.
Try to make it smaller.
Yeah, no, definitely don't. Just use the mouse and move it over and see if we can. Yeah, at the top, on the little gray bar at the top. You see?
Can I?
Yeah. We're gonna.
Bring it to you.
Okay, guys. Oops. Here we are.
Great.
Yeah. Just this. And then I'm gonna move it over. And then let's see.
So where's the what would the chat part be? I see it at home, but
there we've got some. Let me get it closer to me so that I can see. Ooh, thank you, Ms. Beth. We got that number here, and let's see if I can get over here. Here we are. Let's see. Here we go, right there. Okay, let's see. Have a Johnson show. Here we go, right there. Oops, let me turn that off. There we go. It says, hello, Mrs. Akbari, and hello, Mrs. Bev. Love the show and always listening in. Can you discuss the cutting of dreads? Bev, that's a question from one of our.
Bev Johnson, show first
You want to write
name.
that one down so we can give it to Bev? You got a pen? We got to give it.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing this morning, Miss Bev Johnson?
I'm fine. What's your first name?
I want to know about the cancer.
You have a question for Dr. Akbari?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on, please. Bev Johnson, show first name.
Yes, Sandra.
Hold on, Sandra. Hold on, please.
You guys.
It's back, and we're bringing the city something to strike for.
see, I'm
Get your team ready for the
using
You
second
can
annual Reclaim
grab my
Walk
phone.
to
It's
heighten
in here.
awareness and recognize
Down here.
survivors. Saturday, April 2nd
Gonna
at
do
Tyler
it. Guys, we'll have it together. You guys get to see all the stuff that we're doing.
Let us know what you're struggling for. The system strike. From the iHeartMedia family of stations.
Sometimes diabetes
So
can feel
dirty.
more like don't
Take a
do
picture.
these, don't do this, don't forget that. But with a little help from
And then
Walgreens,
she can blow it
diabetes
up.
won't slow you down. Stop by to get expert pharmacy advice 24/7 and savings on medications and
Come on.
supplies. You
Okay,
can even
turn it
get
the other
rewarded
way.
for
Can you
helping
see, Lisa, your, do you need one of those telephone books that lays it up?
No, she's gonna put it back so we can get both of you guys. Okay, so cutting off dreads of 7 years. And Can you see that? Bev may.
She can see it because she can blow it up with her hand. You know you can blow it up right there.
Yeah, I know. I can see.
See, it's so dirty. You want to put this one back, niece?
Yeah, I put it back.
Okay, let me get that so we can have it over here.
Okay, you can see it.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
We have songs perfect for setting the mood.
No. Okay, we'll get your question in just a minute. You guys want to call me on the call 901-535-9342 or 1-800-503-9342. There we go. Oh, down a little bit.
Keep the faith. Where I go, I'm picking up this doesn't show because we've got this talking.
Yeah, light it up.
And we're talking hair. Trichologist Dr. Lisa Akbari is in the house. 535-9342. 1-800-503-9342 will get you in. Got questions? Going to our phone lines to talk with you. Thank you for waiting. Hi, Sandra. We're doing well, and yourself? I know that's right.
All right.
Hey. Ooh.
Okay, so you had a question about your granddaughter, who's you said around 5 years old. You said, and she's lost her hair, and you want to talk about getting a wig made. Now, let me ask you a question about your daughter. Now, your daughter, is this your granddaughter? Has she been diagnosed with something? Have you heard the term alopecia areata? Okay, well, this is good. This is good that they ruled that out. Okay, so my question now to you, is there any hair at all? Is it just really, really short? Is it short hair or just bald? Okay, so you can actually feel and see the skin. Okay, yeah, that is a form of alopecia. I can diagnose to determine what category we're in of alopecia so that it can be treated. In the meantime, I think that a topper would be a good piece for her, something that, because her head is small, that'll cover her crown area. It's called topper, and we can integrate it into her own hair. So are you local in Memphis, Tennessee? Okay, so what you could do is you could call my institute at 901-3. Okay. Okay, sure.
Wait,
Let's be careful.
we don't want you to have an accident, but we will.
Yeah, we'll repeat the number as many times as you need. It's 901, yes, 380-4445. That is correct. Okay, so yeah, call and what you may want to do, you may want to get a hair and scalp analysis. And that's just to really see if there's any treatment options. Now, it's up to you. That will guarantee you to find the problem. See, this is what we want to do. You want to pinpoint the problem. What category? Is this external or internal? Sometimes there's some skin damage, blockages around the follicle that's causing that hair loss, that alopecia. You said they ruled out alopecia. If they ruled that out, then that hair follicle may be functioning and it won't show up but on a microscopic view. So that's what I do. I use several levels of magnification on the microscopic lens, and then I can look for the hair follicle and look for the hair. and then we can set up a treatment that will help you to regrow. In the meantime, we can also fit her for a topper. Absolutely, all the time. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra. Bye-bye. And I was going to say, Dr. Lisa, for our listeners out there, and a lot of times that women who just want, they're going through some things, and even with any medication, sometimes they lose hair. Yeah. And what I want to say with Dr. Lisa, that they can customize those wigs and toppers, and I have seen them, and they are as cute as a button. They are so cute. The ones that she has some on display when you walk into the institute, but they are cute, and I've seen some people with them on, and you just can't tell. You can't tell, and they're so cute.
Right. We want to be like the Hair Super Center. We want you to be able to come in with your cosmetologist if you need to, or like this grandmother, what a great grandmother. Mm-hmm. And I know my heart goes out to her, because the children, you just want her little girl to be happy, and little girls like their hair. And so we really try to have everything you need and make the recommendations that you want. You make the recommendations, and those recommendations will really help you to know which direction you should go in. Sometimes it's a matter of helping the stylist or their own personal stylist, or just helping them with some things at home. We have a grandmom and me class once we do grow the hair in. But right now for this baby, we need to find out the problem.
WDIA. Hi, caller. Hi, you have a question? About what now? Now, Lisa is not a medical doctor. No. She deals with hair. She's a trichologist, hair and scalp. Yeah. No. She's not a medical doctor. Okay. And you too. Bye-bye. No, she's not a medical doctor. She's a trichologist dealing with hair and scalp. From our email, Facebook says, "Hello, Miss Akbari, Miss Bev, love the show. I'm always listening in. Can you discuss the cutting of dreads, any prep work or aftercare that may need to be done? I will be cutting my dreads off after 7 years and would like some tips on the transition back to short hair. Listening from Northwest Arkansas." Oh, what's up, Northwest Arkansas? Thank you so much for listening.
All right. Well, listen, it depends. Sometimes you want, because it's going to be a shocker. You've had them for 7 years. It's pretty traumatic to cut off your dreads like that. So many cases, depending on your length, you may want to start out with cutting a certain length every few weeks. If it's really long, I would cut off 3 inches, and in the next month, cut another 3 inches. But if you're ready to do the big chop, be ready for that stranger in the mirror. Be ready to say, "Ooh, who is this person?" So it can be pretty traumatic. I've had many people who have done the big chop, whether they're chopping off relaxer or locks, and they go right into a wig because they just can't take it. So my recommendation first would be to cut them a little bit at a time. If they're long, 3 inches at a time, or whatever the amount that I would definitely not just go in and cut them all off. But if you choose to do it, there's no really prep work for that. It's really just about just cutting them away and making sure that you don't, of course, you're not going to cut your scalp, and make sure that you do take care of the actual hair and scalp after it's cut. Because when we think about locks, and we think about things relating to our hair, we really want to just think about a good hair and scalp care regimen. And if we have a good hair and scalp care regimen, you can grow in a large fro or whatever you like. It just depends on what you like, because there's no real steps. I would say get a clarifying shampoo to make sure that the clarifying shampoo has a pH 4.5 to 5.5, and then I would start immediately with deep conditioning. And once you deep condition that hair, then on a daily basis, I would moisturize and oil. And then If it's long enough to twist, then I would do something like a twist, no tension, or a plait, or just you can smooth, layer your moisture and oil in, smooth it back, and tie it with a silk scarf each night. So you have some options with that. But you can email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com. Send me some photos, and then we can get a little more specific.
All right. Next question. This is from our email, Dr. Lisa, and she asks, this is from Pat, please ask Dr. Lisa if biotin really helps the hair. Biotin.
Yeah, biotin is what forms keratin. Hair is mostly composed of a protein called keratin. So biotin is going to be really important to have. You'll notice it's in all vitamins that say they grow hair, all hair vitamins, all nail vitamins, skin vitamins. Those, they'll all have biotin. And so biotin is crucial, but as a standalone, it's really not going to do a lot. So I wouldn't recommend that you go and take a bunch of mega doses of biotin if you have hair growing from your follicle. Biotin is really important if you have forms of alopecia. So it's helping the way your follicle functions and how it produces that hair, making sure that we have a good supply of keratin within our body to help within our follicle area. So it is there, it's important, and that's what it's for. But if you have hair, then I would recommend that you focus on what's happening to protect and preserve your actual hair strand, and not so much as putting something in, ingesting something. I think that's the biggie.
Okay. From Janice from Facebook. What's up, Facebook? Hey, Janice.
Yeah.
Janice asks, what is silk press for natural hair?
Well, silk press is just a technique of it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a technique of pressing the hair to get it really silky straight. And there's certain different individual stylists, they pretty much, it's going to vary. Many of the stylists will press out the hair, then they put some type of moisturizer or serum on it, and then they take a plastic saran wrap, and then they smooth that hair and wrap it around. And then after they do that, they let you sit on the dryer, and then they take it down and give it that and flow it down like a wrap. So it for natural hair, I mean, it would be the same. The only difference is you would have to completely flat iron the hair out and then do the same thing. And you want to be careful to, at that point, you may just want to use more of an oil-based product that is going to seal in the press or the straightness, and then wrap that. But it's a technique that has been used, and a lot of ladies love it. But my concern would be not in that technique, that portion of it, saran wrap and all of that. My concern would be two things. One, making sure that you don't overheat your hair and causing the hair damage, heat damage. And the way that, what I mean by that with natural hair, many times the temperature that is used on the hair is too high and you end up burning the hair. So you don't want to burn the hair. And then under the silk press, the saran piece, putting the saran on is not so much of a problem. But the problem runs into how long you're staying on the dryer. If your scalp starts to sweat, then that's going to cause the scalp to dump waste and salt, and it may become polluted where you have an itchy scalp. So it'll be almost like working out. So it depends on the individual. I don't recommend that because you can do a flat iron and make sure you're using a hydration or protectant. Like we have a product called Cool Down I recommend. It's on my website at lisaakbari.com. And then after that, you use our oil sheen in a jar, and it seals your press. You have lots of body. So it's not like you have to do this, you know, the saran to get it to hold. You can seal it in other ways that are not as risky.
Okay. WDIA, going back to our phone lines. Good morning, caller. Hi. Doing well today and yourself?
Good morning.
Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Mm.
Okay, but let's talk about this. Mm-hmm. Sure, sure. One of the things we have to keep
Okay.
in mind is the foundation. Scalp is skin. So our hair is on our skin. It's an appendage of the skin. So you've got to take care of the foundation. Now, at this point, you'll have your follicles are allowing your hairs to emerge, but you got to be careful because if they become any more polluted, then you're going to have a problem with your scalp, that blockages around the mouth of the follicle. The itching, the flaking, all of that is going to come when the scalp is not getting, you're not keeping a clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment. So you have to clean your scalp. You want to stay inside of 7 days. And if you say, well, I've got a lot of hair and I really don't know how to manage my hair, I don't know if that is the case, then you can even shampoo while your hair is in plaits or braids. So it's really important that you clean your scalp inside of 7 days, anywhere from 3 to 7 days. And if you're not doing that, then you're going to run into a problem eventually where your scalp is going to begin to have major scalp issues. So the reason why your scalp is flaking is because it's probably polluted with one of those categories of pollutants, which could be scalp pollutants. It could just be dead skin cells. Not all flakes are equal. It could be environmental, dust and debris, depending on the environment. And it could be hair products. It could be cosmetic pollutants. So I would say shampoo using a clarifier, 4.5 to 5.5. And you want to do that every, I would say inside of 7 days, every 3 to 7 days. And then from there, you got to condition. So I would deep condition, being a male, not really doing much to it, but wearing a fro, I'm assuming. Then you could do once a month of deep conditioning. Every other time, you could just use just take your conditioner and just run it through. 60 seconds.
All right. 535-9342, 1-800-503-9342. We are talking to trichologist, Dr. Lisa Akbari. We call her the hair doctor this day. You may have a question or two, hair or a scalp. Getting ready for our Sister Strut on Saturday at Tiger Lane. It is being sponsored by the Center for Oral and Facial Surgery. We can't wait for that. And we're encouraging women, we're educating women, awareness of breast cancer in women of color. 535-9342, 1-800-503-9342 will get you in to us. You're listening to the Bev Johnson Show on WDIA.
What you think?
A little bit more. We're trying to get you guys some light in here. There we go. That's a little better. No, it's a little better than it was.
Don't go away. The Bev Johnson Show returns after these messages.
No, it was lighter outside.
This report is brought to you by ThinkAboutYourEyes.com.
So can I? Let's see. Can I?
Bev Johnson Show, first name?
Alfreda.
Alfreda, hold on, please.
Thank you.
WDIA Bev Johnson Show, first name?
Stacy.
Who?
Stacy.
Stacy, hold on, please. Stacy, hold on.
What did you do when I did that?
All right. Okay. All right.
What did you do? Look over there.
With them blind, there's a lot. You even get too much
You know,
because there's a lot of
Yeah,
them
they
missing.
miss it.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, you see how they're missing. Was it better close to you or no up there? That's better.
It's better. This is fine.
Oh,
She
okay.
wanted.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot
She
of
didn't
little
want to block
things.
the whole room.
Huh?
She didn't want it just on her.
Yeah, I want it in the room.
Well, you good?
Hey guys out there, I keep forgetting we're live and stream live. You guys have your telephone number if you want to call 535-9342 or 1-800-503-9342. So if you have a question, well, we're still online, or you can email me, lisa@akbari.com. So I'm so glad. I'm always excited. Also, should we talk about our new little surprise that's coming on Sundays?
Yeah, but you don't.
What? Who's surprised? You're surprised?
Yeah.
She
You're gonna be there. I mean, you got a show on Sunday. Yeah, good for you.
You know about that. You were in the meeting. They got your permission. You and Bobby.
I wasn't in a meeting. I ain't been in no meeting, sister. Good. That's good. You got a show. You have fun on Sunday. Hey, I don't work on Sundays. That's me and the Lord's day. Hey, no, I wasn't in a meeting, but no, you do. You talk about it. Yeah, you talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, we will talk about it when we come
Well,
back.
you talk about that. You got 2 questions. I have.
No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the questions. We'll talk about that.
Well, you talk about it.
You and I to be more.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
You already said you too. Both of us,
Hey,
we're gonna have fun.
you know what? I come in and do my job. They ask me to do something good. If I go, I come in, get it, and get out. You know,
You're on TV. You're on
hey, you know what? Hey, hey, I'm just being truthful.
Okay.
I just do. Hey.
We're having a great time here with Bev, guys. We love it. We love it, and we're on a little break, and we're coming back. So I don't see any more chats with boxes up there. And if you guys have a question, you can call Bev's show, or you can.
What's the phone number?
The phone number is 901-535-9342 or 1-800-503-9342.
So you can quickly react and gently nudge the vehicle back into the center of your lane.
So yeah, I'll be here with you once a month. And I'll be here with you once a month, and then I'll be
On Sundays.
on Sundays.
Every Sunday?
Is
it every Sunday?
Yes.
There you go.
5 to 6.
I hear you, sister. When you start, Here we go. Good morning and welcome back. The hair doctor is here, Trichologist, Dr. Lisa Akbari, as we call her, going back to our phone lines to talk with you. Thank you so much for waiting. Hey, Alfreda. Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Alfreda. Okay, you have a couple of options, Alfreda. You said that you have white hair, and then the white hair is all different colors. Well, first we would need to decide if this is just stained, like if it's, what are some of the colors you're seeing, like yellowing, turning kind of brownish? Yeah. Okay, well, that sounds like it's staining from something in the environment. Sometimes smoke will do it, dust and debris will cause it to yellow. And then you also, whatever your head is contacted with, like for example, even if you have a pillow that has certain dye on the pillowcase, some of the silks, you may have that situation. But the first thing you do is you clarify the hair. And then what you do, because some of that hair, white hair is so porous, and there's some products out there, you don't have to color, but there's some rinses that you can put on. They're water rinses, and they're basically, you put them on every time you shampoo, and they give you that whiteness. Now, it depends on what you want with your hair. If you want your hair to be white, or you want your hair to look silver, or what are you wanting your hair to do? All one color, right? Now let's just be sure that you have, because if you have like dark strands, then you may have what is called gray hair. That means there's an illusion there. You've got white strands next to a dark strand, so you're going to have that. But what these watercolors will do, they will give your hair all of the white hair. It'll make it white. If you want it to look like the silver, it'll make it a silver. So there's something called white mink, and you can go to your local Sally's or your beauty supply store and tell them you want a color. It's white minks, like mink coat, and then there's white mink. And then there's a color that if you want a silver tone to it, it's called silver lining. And that's one as well. And then there's a beige if you want to have like a blonde, but you don't want it to, okay. Okay, so that would be the best. I would go to like a Sally's or something, a store like that, and they can help you out with that. They have them, and it's just a lot of times the seniors have them put in their hair, so their white looks white, or they have blue, this blue one, and then the silver one. So they're pretty cool. No, it's not, but I would highly recommend afterwards that you use a moisturizer. We have a product called Hydration, and hydration is great for that. Do you have straight hair, or do you have natural kinky, natural straight, or relaxed, or kinky, natural kinky? Okay, so then I would use hydration, and that will give it softness. But if you're trying to get something to, is it dry frizzy or is it dry brittle? Dry brittle, yeah, I would do hydration first. If you're dry brittle, then you need something that's going to really raise the moisture levels, because white hair, when it turns white, it starts to dehydrate. So you lose this, an absence of color pigments in that found in that cortical fiber. So when that color pigments, when they leave, the hair moisture levels tend to drop. So then the hydration, it's on my website, lisaakbari.com. Then you can use that, and then either you can seal it with the oil, or you can use like a Moisture Plus, which gives some shine as well. Yes, you have yeah, it'll have all the, even on the site before you purchase it, you can look at and see how to use it to see if you want to do that work. You're welcome. And you can always email me. I'll send you a video chat, and it's really a video response, so that I can just kind of say in detail, line per line, answering any of your questions. So if you get stuck, I'll help you.
Thank you, Alfreda. Bye-bye. WDIA. Hi, Stacy. Hi, I have a question. Uh-huh.
Praise the Lord. Okay, those are very good questions. One, I have a question for you. Are you noticing a density change? Like you can look at the hair and see her scalp, or are you noticing that the strands are just very thin? Okay, so there may be some inconsistencies there in her density. In other words, the hairs per square inch are not consistent in numbers. So we would want to, are you local, Memphis, Tennessee? Okay, I would highly recommend that you schedule a hair and scalp analysis so that we can microscopically view the area, and then from there we can get right to the root problem. This may have nothing to do with her the use of chemotherapy. It may have everything to do with blockages around the mouth of the follicle, and that may have happened while she was recovering. So it depends. So we'll find that problem, then we'll make recommendations to have that problem treated. Is there a history of female pattern baldness in your family? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Does it itch in that area? Yeah, see, that's something we treat all the time. That is one of my specialties. What we want to do is we want to look and see why the itch is there. We're going to view it microscopically. Once we determine that, we can remove that problem of itching, include a dermatologist if we have to, and then from there, she will be able to get that hair to do what she needs to do, grow in. Sure, no problem. Absolutely. See, there's topicals that you can use, but you've got to get to the root cause. Oh, the topicals, you can run across something that will be very good, but it won't work because you haven't gotten to the problem. So there's an environment you have to create around the scalp and as well as on the strand. And the scalp being the foundation, until that's corrected, anything you cosmetically or dump on top of the scalp is really not going to grow hair. So that's the misconception. We have people telling you, use this product and it'll grow hair. People say that about my product. My hair grew. No, there's a process. The whole process of getting that hair back. We want to see if it's external. If it's external, we address it one way. If it's internal, we partner and address it another way. So we have to get right to it so that we can give you, you are not running around the place like you're doing now, trying different things and hoping for the best. We want to know what it is, go to the problem, fix the problem after we know what's going on.
Well, welcome, Stacy. I hope you call again and hope you listen again. Thank you, Stacy. Bye-bye. WDIA. Hi, caller. Hey, I'm doing well, and yourself? Common man. Okay.
Well, thank you for calling. Okay. Sure. Well, it's strongly genetically linked. You wanted to know what determines the color of your hair. Your hair color is determined based on genetics. So you can, and there are different, the color pigments, there's one called humulin and fumelin. Those are two types of color pigments that determine if you're lighter or darker. And so depending on your family line, then your hair color will be determined. Now, with that being said, you can have an unnatural color change through either putting color on or staying in the sun or just, if you look at your hair close to your scalp and it's dark and the hair out towards the ends are light, then that's saying that something external caused that color change. If you look at your color at the hair close to the scalp and it's growing from the scalp light, then there's an internal reason your color changed. Most likely you're changing as you get older, you're changing to like a brown tone, or you may even be changing to white hair. Yes, the pigment, color pigments. Right. Well, her eyebrows are usually red. Sometimes the eyelashes. Look at the hair on her arm. Yeah, that's her color pigments. That's genetics. Usually they have freckles. No freckles? Okay. Okay. Okay, so your hair is a fro, a really kinky fro, and as you get older, you're noticing your hair is beginning to do more wave. It's getting wavier. Okay, so it's curly or more definition in the curl pattern. Well, you can have a type change. Whether your hair from straight or curly, that deals with hair type. And your hair can change as you change within your body systems. We want to determine if that's something happening once it's away from the scalp. So when you do have an analysis, one of the things I look at the hair growing from the scalp. So what I want you to do is I want you to part your hair in the mirror, and I want you to take a look at the curl right after you've shampooed. Well, tell them, take a look at once they've shampooed, take a look at the hair close to the scalp. If those curls are small, really froey, and then as it goes out toward the ends, it's a little wavier or just more defined, then that's something they're doing with on the external level. Sometimes harsh brushing can cause it. Sometimes they're losing their layers, so they're beginning to change the type of hair that they have. So you really have to be careful. It's right on that umbrella of a form of hair damage. So we just need to see if that's what's happening. Okay. Breast cancer? Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Absolutely. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Common Man. Bye-bye. WDIA. Hi, caller. Hey, caveman. Oh.
That's a good one. Now, what do you want the salt to look like? What do you want the white hair to look like? White, there you go. So that's what I mentioned to the caller earlier. When she mentioned about the white hair and she wanted her white hair to look white, then, well, that's okay, because what you want to do is it's not going to affect the black hair if you use those temporary rinses. Every time you shampoo, you just use a white mink rinse, and then just like I said, like a mink coat, and then you just you can go to your local Sally's and you put that on. The main thing is you got to keep your hair clean. You've got to clarify your hair, because you can use those leave-in colors on, and if you have dirty hair, or if it's dust and debris or smoke, then it's still not going to cover it. So you got to clarify. So I would give myself a few weeks of clarifying, and then I would start using the color. But I would say this: make sure you're conditioning your hair, and then make sure that you are moisturizing your hair daily. You moisturize. Sure. Well, so you feel your diet has helped your hair, the health of your hair. Well, absolutely, but you want to differentiate. You want to know, okay, why is this happening? Well, I'm feeding from the inside. So what I'm going to do is look at my hair close to my scalp, because I have patients who come in and their hair close to their scalp is healthy, and they can't understand why it's damaged as they roll out to the body of the shaft or toward the ends. And that has everything to do with what's happening external. So there you have it. Okay. So you have a healthy scalp. Good. Very good. And you take care of your scalp. Yes. There is. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
You're going to continue.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's right. He was talking about the health of his body. That is a factor. What we find is that many people with poor diets, they will have a problem with how their follicle functions. The body doesn't necessarily need hair to survive. It's not a life-sustaining organ. So your hair will function, your follicle will malfunction. But what we're finding most of the time, now we have, out of 100% of the people we see, I can tell you 70 or more % of them don't have a problem with how the follicle functions. They have a problem with how the hair is once the hair has emerged and it's a half an inch or more away from the scalp, which indicates that it's external.
Okay, here's a question for you from Twitter. Hey, Sean. Sean says, please ask Dr. Akbari if there is any literature for young girls dealing with hair loss.
We have a program called Hair Nutrition for Little Girls of Color. And what we do, and we also have something on teens. So I did a show called Blog Talk, and I have archived many shows that on whatever you could think of, like relaxer, color, swimming, going to the prom and prepping the hair and those kind of things. So you can tune in and get all of those questions answered. Go on our site. We have a Q&A portion. You can email us, and teen, it's like where they text, because teens text a lot. They can just type into that phone that little text. It'll come straight to me. I'll get to answer those questions. And then for little girls, it depends on the age of the child. We have a whole program for little girls and little boys, and we have different tips on how to shampoo, videos. We have everything you need. So yeah, you really need to do some of the same things that adults have to have. You have to take care of your scalp. You have to take care of your strands. Teens tend to, and moms with little girls, they tend to kind of bully the hair in place. No offense, moms out there. We're trying to get that hair brushed and combed into place. And we don't mean to, we just don't know what to do. So that's why I put all these free videos out, just so they'll know more and give them some tools.
And from our email, KD asked Dr. Akbari about using shea butter to oil and moisturize.
Well, the one thing you can't moisturize with shea butter because of the nature of the product itself. It can seal, it can cover the strand, but it's not going to necessarily hydrate. You need Hermetrans, moisture binding agents, in order to do that. So shea butter wouldn't be the one you use. For second, on shea butter, it's going to do okay with the skin, but it's a little dense for the hair shaft. So I wouldn't recommend it for the hair shaft, but if you're going to use like a shea butter cleanse soap on the face or the body, it tends to help tone the skin. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend it for the hair and scalp.
Okay, good questions today. Good questions. Lots of things you'd like to say to our listeners this day.
Well, just join me and make sure you tune in. We're going to be at the Sister Strut. We're going to this weekend. If you're not registered, if you're in Memphis or in the surrounding areas, maybe you can register and then come over to my booth for counseling. If you have a family member or friend, and the biggest thing, just like with one of the callers, it's once that hair has grown back, that's when a lot of ladies are in a pretty traumatic situation, because what they don't understand is why their hair is not the same as it was before. And so that's why we have that after piece of the before, during, and after program with the breast cancer survivors and breast cancer women that are going through chemotherapy, or once they've been diagnosed prior to going through, and then once they are going through and they've lost their hair or losing hair, and then when they start to regrow, we have a support system for all of that. And I handle that myself. The program is so new that I don't, my team members, I'm involved in some, but I work with that program myself almost exclusively. And it's just something that we really want to show our support to ladies who are already going through a tremendously traumatic situation within their body system.
And people can call your office and the Institute and their location.
Absolutely. They can call my office at the World Trichology Institute at 901-380-4445. And that's 901-380-4445. Or they can go on my website at lisaakbari.com, and that's lisaakbari.com, lisaakbari.com, or they can email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, and that's lisa@lisaakbari.com.
Sounds good. Good information today. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes, my favorite talk show personality, Bev Johnson. Thank you. I love being interviewed by you.
Dr. Lisa Akbari, trichologist, hair and scalp. Let me get it right, sister. Trichologist. And again, give that your telephone number one more time.
It's 901-380-4445. 845.
Sounds good. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Bev.
See you Saturday.
All right, y'all be there.
When we come back, more chit chat with me, Bev Johnson, on the Bev Johnson Show, only on WDIA.
Whether you're in Arkansas, Tennessee, or Mississippi, on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, thank you for listening to the Bev Johnson Show on WDIA Memphis.
Homeownership starts with United Housing Incorporated. For assistance, call
Okay.
272-1122.
My cyber family, this was great. Thank you guys so much for
Motel
tuning
6
in.
is a great choice for travelers.
Okay, and we're going to
A
stream
clean,
live
comfortable room with everything you
at the
need
Sister
and nothing
Strut
you don't.
on Saturday, and that is April the 2nd, right?
Yes.
And Lucy's gonna be there, and Bev is gonna be there. So you guys, this was great. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'm Lisa Akbari. As you know, you're here, Doctor. And I will see you next time, right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. We'll talk real soon. To God be the glory in Jesus. I love you guys.
Savings on medications and supplies.